Hello, everyone. I don't know how many people have joined. Hello. So, should we wait for more people or should we start? Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Liberty. So, we got to adapt. So, let's start with the book. I've always been told, from the reason why I wrote this book, I've always been told at a very young age that I was not good enough. Comparing me to look at that family's child or look at this person, always comparisons going on. And it was very difficult growing up and understanding, about myself and what is my purpose of being, really. That was the main question that I kept asking myself. When you're not feeling good about yourself, when you're feeling low, when you feel like everyone around you is putting you down, how do you really come out of that? And so I started reading people who I inspired to be like. This is why I'm going back when I was a young teenager. Jack Welch, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, people like that who I started reading about. And what I realized is that they all have a lot of similarities in how they overcame obstacles in their life and character building more often. And so what I realized is that there was like a hidden recipe between all of them. And so I then started diving into self-help books, and I read Robin Sharma, Paul Coelho, Eckhart Tolle, authors like that, and they were very, very deep into the subconscious, and how your ego is a big obstacle, and they really went deep into psychology. And there wasn't one book that sort of touched upon everything that I believe is a starter kit for people to really pick up self help books and start on their journey. We have like different issues going on in Pakistan, and self help is just picking up now. Therapy is just picking up now. Um, we, in Pakistan, there's this mantra, कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, you know? And I swear to you, if we could just remove this mantra from our society, I actually call this mantra the end of dreams or the crusher of dreams. It's completely led by fear, completely led by fear. I mean, I know people who families have not let their child get married because log kya kahenge. Someone who would need therapy didn't go to therapy, log kya kahenge. Someone who had to go to the hospital because COVID victim tha, log kya kahenge. And it's just really shackle people in Pakistan and the minds of people here. And what we need to understand is we're all special, we're all unique. Each one of us. I mean, the dreams that I have or somebody else has is very, very different and unique. And we need to understand that those are our dreams, those are our views, those are our passions that we have. And in order to break the thought process that we have to prove ourselves to other people or we have to allow other people's happiness to dictate our lives is completely wrong. We Other people have their own trauma. I would have my own. You would have your own. Your families would have their own. And when they take their trauma and they sort of paint a brush over you with it, what happens is that your uniqueness then doesn't become as important. And the whole concept of Dare to Be You is breaking free from all of these obstacles. It's allowing your passion, your desire, who you are and who you're trying to manifest yourself to be, and the different problems that we incur in our lives, um, to try to push ourselves to be the best we can be, whatever it is, whether you want to be a politician or an author or a firefighter or a policeman or a businessman, whatever it is, you have to be the best that you can be. A lot of times we hear musicians when they're just starting off, they're constantly trying to find their feel of their music, whether they're copying different artists or they're trying to, match a similar type of music that they think is very good. And eventually, when they become better and practice, they find their own voice. Now when you hear Michael Jackson or you hear, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, they, they immediately off the bat, you know that this is, that particular artist. And so when you're finding your own voice, it's a process to go through. And no matter what you want to do, you have to um, grow through this journey that I've sort of listed out in the chapters of the book that we can touch upon as we go forward. But that is the whole point of Dare to Be You, is to sort of let go of all the things that are holding you back, these shackles that are in the back of your mind, or constraints that you put on yourself, and allow you to really grow. We all have dark times in our lives. There's no real way to break free from the dark times. You have to accept it. A lot of times, people don't forgive themselves for those dark times. Why am I here? I shouldn't be here. How did I get stuck here? And so you don't forgive yourself, and you need to really forgive yourself if you want to overcome it, and never let go of hope, because hope is the only thing that we have that allows us to get through every obstacle. And only when we give up hope do we lose. Otherwise, we're still pushing along. Um, also like to read out a chapter or a little bit of a paragraph of one of the chapters that I like. Um, it's about happiness, and I think everyone can sort of relate to it. Is that think of my conception of happiness as a butterfly. I could always see this beautiful creature flying about in the garden on some warm, sunny afternoon, fluttering about without a care in the world. Its majestic wings looked so delicate, yet so vibrant and bold. It lit up the bright by the glow of the sun. My inner child would jump up with glee and chase the butterfly across the garden, trying to catch it. But of course, my adult mind would kick in and say, can you imagine a grown man chasing a butterfly? The whole scenario seemed absurd. But when you try and picture it, why should it be absurd? Of course, my adult mind brought more than just worry of how others would see me and what they would think like. And like my 3-year-old self, who was curious and aware that if I could harm the butterfly had I held it on too tightly. On the rare occasion I was able to catch it, I would cup my hands together, but I was afraid I would suffocate it. I didn't want to harm the delicate creature. I wanted to hold it, but not for so long. So I would let it go. And then I would wait and hope for it to come by my garden once again, so I could be reminded by the beauty and feel the urge to chase it once more. You see, I was wrong with my thinking of happiness, something I could chase or run after. Happiness isn't something I need to be afraid of hurting. In fear, it may vanish. Happiness is elusive, and happiness doesn't deplete or lose value over time. These were just qualities I had assigned to it. So, a lot of times, what we do is we assign certain things, and there's a beautiful quote that however much value you give to a rose, that is the importance that it'll have in your life. And you are the one who sort of pushes and decides the value that you want to give to that particular thing. Sorry, Ms. Ramsey. So so you decide on what value you want to do. So um, a big thing that people sort of deal with is how do I become successful? This is a big question people ask, and what's my purpose? And for that, I've had multiple conversations, and what it boils down to is, what is your why? Why is it that you want to be successful, and what is that desire that is going to push you to really achieve your why? A lot of times we focus on making money or achieving XYZ as in a target, but we don't really dive deeper into the why part of it. You know, do you want to prove yourself? Do you want, there has to be need, a really deep down desire to create the why. And then from the why, you are able to push the what, which is whatever you want to do, whether it's an artist or whatever. And then you get your purpose, and then success is just a matter of time. It's just about the consistency. So, should we open up some questions, or how do we want to move forward now? Let me ask. This is the first time I'm doing this. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, so I'm really happy to read that. Yeah, so every time you pick this up, I mean, this is a really easy read. I mean, it's something you keep on your bedside table. Whenever you have half an hour before you go to bed, just pick it up, read it. It's supposed to make your day better. It's supposed to help you organize your thoughts. A lot of something that I do is every night before I go to bed, I always list 5 things I'm grateful for. And they can be the same thing again and again, or it can be different things depending on your day. But it really helps. Just with everything that's going on, it really helps just bring a lot of perspective into place, and that's very important. Do you have any other comments? So as I mentioned before, what inspired me to write this book was I was constantly told I'm not good enough, no matter what it was that I did, by my family, by multiple friends. It's just, I mean, I'm putting it politely by saying not good enough. The words are much harsher, but and so I questioned, why am I here, and what am I supposed to do? And so I decided that I was going to try to find my purpose. And when I was going through that journey, is when I got very inspired by self-help books, and then I decided to write one so I could help more people and improve their lives, and allow people to sort of overcome their obstacles that they're dealing with. So I never planned on being an author. So I haven't spent much time on what literary success would look like. However, what I do want is I want to touch people's lives. I want to help them. I want to motivate individuals and really allow people to be the best version of themselves. So for me, that's the success that I'm looking to gain. Um, that's the more individuals I can reach, the more people I can help. Um, that's really why I'm doing all of this. Thank you, Yasser. That means a lot. Thank you. I also, please give me feedback whenever you can. We have our Instagram page, which is official.daretobeyou. Anyone can leave some comments there. We're always looking to hear about your stories and your journeys. And now, what I want to do is sort of get the reader's view of how they've overcome their obstacles and try to motivate people through that process as well. So anyone can, after you've read the book, and if you'd like to share your journey, please, feel free to reach out to us on our Instagram. The local publishing scene it's not really that great. There are only a few publishers out there, And I mean, I can't really give you any tips. You just have to be persistent and just make sure that they pick up your book. It depends on what you're trying to do. Now, are you trying to it depends on the type of book you're trying to write as well. So maybe if you send us a message on our Instagram page, I'll connect you to some people, and then we can try to see how we can benefit your experience. Thank you. Right now, what I'm trying to do is push this book and see how far we can really, touch people's lives and make a difference. I want to do some talks and get out there and try to really help people. So that's the objective right now, and then we'll see later if I can have time to write another book. It takes a long time. Thanks, thank you. Um, Shahzad, yes, you can check it out. It's on Liberty Books. So you just log on to their website and you can order it from there. You can reach out to me on the Instagram page, official.daretobeyou, on Instagram or Facebook. I we have a small team, so everything comes to me. So it shouldn't be an issue. Anything you want to talk about, whenever, I'm more than happy. What is the best memory I have with this book? Best memory I have is I was working on this book for 5, 6 years, and obviously I was working at the time also. So on the weekends, whenever I got some time, I used to try to write. Um, so the best memory is actually the entire journey. When the late nights, spending time trying to put your thoughts together, aligning different aspects of your life, and really being vulnerable. I mean, it's for the first time I allowed myself to really be vulnerable on a public platform, where in the office I'm always in a suit or, playing a certain role. And so this was very different, that I got to be vulnerable and I got to express myself in a way I hadn't before, and allow it to be shared with people, and allow my journey to help their journey. And so that was the best memory. Do you have any suggestions for people wanting to become writers? Yes. If you want to become a writer, it takes a long time. So keep writing. Don't stop writing. Keep your. A lot of times we get writer's block, and the way I used to deal with that is sort of move myself away from everything. Sit under a tree in the garden. Just sort of separate your mind from all the noise that's going around, and achieve your dreams and keep pushing. I mean, there is nothing stopping you from being a writer. I mean, all you need to do is um, get get your thoughts together, write your notes out, go through the process, have great editors, and if you would like some, I'd be more than happy to put you in touch with people. And you just got to not give up. I mean, that's the whole thing. Just keep pushing through and don't give up. Once you give up, then you will never be a writer. But if you don't give up, you're almost there. You know. Yeah, you can get a signed copy, no problem. Just send me your address. Of course, no problem. So the surprising thing I learned while writing this book, I was very scared to kind of put myself out there, to really talk about my journey and the difficulties I've had, um, and so when I put myself out there, I was surprised that I wasn't as scared as I thought I was. And fear is something that we just build in our minds. It doesn't really exist. That same concept of, oh, what will people think about me, and that same concept. So once you remove that from your mind and you just go for it, I mean, it's amazing what you can just get done and achieve. And so that was something that an obstacle that I was happily pushed through. we have any more questions? So I'm really happy that you guys are here, and I really hope that people spread the message of awareness about the book, and we can really come together, and hopefully after Corona settles down, then I'd like to do talks, and so we could reach out to more people and help them, and I'd like to be a part of everyone's journey, and really try to make a better Pakistan, because it's so difficult with this particular society of self help. I mean, it's just starting out. People are just creating awareness around it. So that's. I hope we can all do that together and make a difference. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Liberty Bucks.